Hello there, it's Andy Parks from the Washington Times. Welcome to Dumb Things Democrats Do, a feature that highlights the lowlights of those crazy, mentally challenged Democrats. But first, as a listener to my podcast, you qualify to receive a 50% discount on an annual digital subscription to the Washington Times simply by going to washingtontimes.com/Andy. That's washingtontimes.com/ANDY. All right, ladies and gentlemen, where do we begin this week? How about Fort Lauderdale, Florida, home of openly gay Mayor Dean Trentalis? Well, it seems there was a gay pride, an LGBTQ ABCDEFG parade was in progress when a guy in a white pickup truck drove into the crowd, killing one person and injuring two others. The white pickup truck almost hit Congresswoman Debbie Wash-My-Hair Schultz. Mayor Dean immediately called the white pickup truck's driver a terrorist. Why am I emphasizing white? Because the article I read did exactly that. A white pickup truck. Obviously a supremacist. Unbelievable. Yeah, the white pickup truck's driver is a terrorist, according to the mayor. Well, he's sort of changed his tune now. Yeah, he originally said it was a direct attack on the gay community, but as it turns out, the driver of the vehicle, who lost control of the white pickup truck, was actually participating in the parade. Oops. What an embarrassment for Mayor Dean, your beauty queen. He has since recognized he has rushed to judgment and now knows it wasn't a terrorist attack by some wacko in a white pickup truck. Speaking of mayors, loony Democrat mayors, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is blaming the city's crime spike on, ready for it? The Republicans. Yep, because they began reopening the state, lifting COVID restrictions. Yep, that's the cause. The city's murder rate is up 58%, and she blames the GOP. I suggest you take a look around, Miss Bottoms, and while you're there, take a good hard look in the mirror. You and other liberal mayors across the nation refuse to prosecute criminals. When they're charged and found guilty, liberal judges actually have them back on the street in no time. And on top of this, you want to defund the police. You're stupid. You're not fit for the job. And it's no wonder you're not running again. Yeah, she made that announcement last month. She can't do the job and blames everyone but herself. Then we come to another idiot mayor, this time from Silverton, Colorado. His name is Shane Furman. Well, at a city council meeting a couple of days ago, he made the announcement to those council members and others in attendance that the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance would no longer be acceptable at the start of the council meetings. His excuse, quote, due to direct and indirect threats, inappropriate comments in and out of public meetings, and the general divisiveness this is creating in our community, we will not be doing the Pledge of Allegiance during Town of Silverton Board and Trustee meetings, unquote. Town Trustee Molly Barella, to her credit, questioned his power to make the change. And later in the meeting, a participant said she wanted to say the pledge. She did, and so did a couple of council members. The mayor then threatened them, saying they were out of order. He, of course, like other liberals, represent the Hate America crowd. In fact, according to a recent American College Student Freedom, Progress, and Flourishing survey, more than half of the college graduates say they have developed a more negative view of the United States as a result of their higher education curriculum. Way to go, liberal professors. I'll bet you're proud of yourselves. Why would anyone send their kid off to college these days? Do you know that only 27% of college grads go into the line of work they intended to pursue? Why go? Oh, yeah, they have to pay those hefty salaries at those big-name schools with all the lefty lib professors. Then, of course, the Hollywood crowd is acting up again. Washed-up actor John Cusack, who happened to make millions for himself in this great country, says we aren't great. We aren't even mediocre. We're blanking awful. Earlier this year, Cusack, a Bernie Sanders supporter, now there's a shocker, huh, was calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump because of the coronavirus? Yeah. Okay, way to go, John. And speaking of washed-up losers, Macy Gray, the singer, says we need a new American flag. The current one is tattered, dated, divisive, and incorrect. And she went on to say she shouldn't have to salute, honor, or pledge to it. Okay, that's fine. Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert says if Macy Gray hates the flag so much, why not pick a flag and go live in the country that flies it? There's over 190 others. From the How Stupid Can I Be This Week category comes this. CBS This Morning co-host Tony Dokoupil, is it Dobakil? What is his name? Yeah, anyway. He excused the behavior of the San Francisco Walgreens thief. You know, the guy who drove into the store on his bicycle, opened a plastic bag, and stole from the shelves? Yeah, Tony says it must have been a case of needing necessities. Except they weren't necessities. Most were expensive hair care products. Oops. The liberal left. Laws. What laws? There are no laws. Well, not for us. Only for the right. Then they wonder why Walgreens has closed 17 locations in that area over the past 5 years. And by the way, did you see the security guard in the video? She stood there and just watched. What kind of security guard is that? I mean, no weapon, no effort to stop the guy. She stood there and just watched. Wow, getting your money's worth, aren't you, Walgreens? That reminds me, I worked at a radio station where after 9/11 they decided they needed security. They put this little guy in a uniform out near the elevator. So when you came off the elevator at the 4th floor, he was always standing there. He had no weapon whatsoever. We nicknamed him Speed Bump because we figured that's what he would be for anyone coming into the building with a gun. They'd just knock him off and just keep on going. Might slow him down a little bit, but that's it. I just don't get it. And finally, important news from the most far-left state in the country. On Monday, the California legislature approved a $100 million bailout of the legal marijuana industry. Say it ain't so. I mean, seriously, how funny is that? Only a Democrat-controlled state could screw up a license to steal business. But they did it. Records show that the tax burden is simply too much for the owners of these stores allowed to dispense the stuff. The state initially needed 6,000 locations. They ended up with 1,056. Those selling this stuff said it's cheaper to sell it themselves with very little risk of getting hammered for doing it. After all, laws mean nothing to libs. So you folks in California, whether you like it or not, you're going to pay for the wacky weed. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Thanks for joining me today. And remember to receive a 50% discount on an annual digital subscription to the Washington Times. Go to washingtontimes.com/handy. You'll get 24/7 digital access to the Washington Times at 50% off. Again, go to washingtontimes.com/ANDY. I'm Andy Parks. Have a great day.